기자부대, hop on the beat!
Welcome back to another JoJo chapter review. This time we're taking a look at chapter 27 of the JOJOLands titled Paco vs Ningbo Part 2. Last time we reached the start of a new stand battle while Lem Shaban held Lulu hostage in the basement. Before we get to the new chapter though, we actually got the release of volume 6 of the manga, which gives us some more information on the new enemy stands. Lem Shaban's stand is called Lying Eyes, named after a song by the Eagles. As I predicted, the nematodes themselves aren't actually the stand and are actually real nematodes being controlled by the ability. Ningbo's stand is called 200 Balloons, named after a song by Prince. This also gives us a full look at the stand's body, which honestly just looks hilarious. This chapter picks up from last month with Paco's neck swelling from 200 Balloons' ability. Usagi tries approaching them with a gun, but is kicked away, and Ningbo declares victory with Paco's neck about to pop. Paco tells him that he should say the name of his stand while he still can and describes his own ability, the Hustle. Using his stand, Paco reforms his hand to free it and then stuffs it inside of Ningbo's mouth, where it starts inflating again along with Ningbo's head. Ningbo's jaw explodes, leaving him completely deformed. He runs towards Usagi, demanding that he give him his gun. Usagi agrees, and when Ningbo attempts to shoot Paco, the gun detonates in his face, killing him, with the gun actually having been a duplicate created by the Mate Kudasai when Ningbo asked for one. In the basement, Lem Shaban and Lulu wonder who was just killed upstairs, and back on the boat, the firefighters and government officials start to close in. Key West gets another text from Lem Shaban, who reveals the identities of Jodio and Dragona, and telling her that the two of them should take the money for themselves after finding the lava rock, revealing that they live together. The officials barge in, revealing themselves to be the National Security Branch of the FBI, and that they're seizing the vessel. Key West recognizes that things are moving more and more out of Howler's favor and deduces that Jodio must be the one holding the lava rock. The group starts to be evacuated from the boat, and while Jodio leaves through the hallway, the suitcases of money are drawn towards the lava rock again, and we finally end with getting a look at Key West's stand, which appears melded into one of the cases as it attacks Jodio's ankle with its hands. This was another great chapter. Like I said last month, the fight between Paco and Ningbo is one of the most brutal fights we've seen in the series, probably since Planet Waves in Part 6. And with it coming to a conclusion in this chapter, I can say for sure that it's one of my favorite fights in the series. I was already surprised at how beaten up Ningbo was, only for that to be blown completely out of the water with him becoming even more maimed by the end of the fight. And once he asked Usagi for the gun, I knew instantly what would happen next, with him getting finished off in glorious fashion, not unlike Pulpo's death in Part 5. And while there were some doubters last month, I think this chapter makes it entirely clear that Key West and Lem Shaban are in a lesbian relationship, with it being said that they live together and Lem Shaban declaring her love. In my most recent video, I went over many of the LGBT themes and characters in the JoJo series, although I purposefully left some out to be done in a follow-up video since we had just learned about these two, although I probably won't make the second video until the end of this arc, since we don't know what else will happen to the two. Finally, we get a look at Key West's stand. We can't know exactly what its ability is, but it appears that Key West planted the stand in one of the cases and used its hands to start breaking Jodio's ankle. Once again, the story is going to continue with two sides, one on the boat and one back at the boutique. Lem Shaban is outnumbered, and we do know now that her stand doesn't have any extra combat use, but she does still have a gun and could potentially mess up their plans by holding Yokohama and Lulu hostage. Although I see Lulu turning on Lem Shaban, and she could probably kill her with Bag's Groove pretty easily. As for the boat, Key West is also outnumbered, and it'll be interesting to see how a stand battle is going to take place among a huge crowd of people while both sides are trying to be undercover. In other JoJo news, we got some more info on the Steel Ball Run anime at Anime Expo. We got the reveal of the main staff of the adaptation, which is largely drawn from Part 5. I consider this great news since Part 5 was one of the most well-handled adaptations of the series. It seems like they're really considering their approach this time, and in a video from the director, they even acknowledged the challenge of animating horses, something that has been a big concern for fans of Steel Ball Run for quite some time now. We'll be learning more with another livestream on September 23rd. I'm definitely looking forward to learning more, and I expect that livestream is where we'll see the release date announced. If you want to stay updated on future videos, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. You can also join the Hum and Beat Discord to be notified on new uploads and chapter releases. Finally, I'd appreciate if you help support the channel on Patreon or by becoming a YouTube member. All supporters get their names featured at the end of the video, and you can also submit viewer questions, which I answer at the end of each of my main videos. Thank you for watching. This is the part of the video where I thank my $5 and up patrons. Thank you to Doorbell, Crayon, Rigovids, Sukato, Pumpkin Doge, Marrow, Sponge Cake, Cakext, Feliciano Rabaja, Rayana Meme, Christian McDonough, Pulse Dog, Zach Greenfield, FIFO, Rob Goliath, Jacob Smith, Big T, Gold, Red Hot Mayonnaise, Zenkai, Royal Slush, Keenan, Perry, Cho Henshin, Saint Bobo, Max Verstappen, John Garcia, Crankin' Plank, Puffin32, Fran Studios, Shin Megami Tensei Film Reviews, The Jolly Old Christian Hobbit, Griffiono, Fiddlehead, Justice, Edwarg, Jao Martins, Danilo K, and Star the Gunslinger.